Good morning, you sexy ass mother trucker. I thought I'd take you on my morning walk. How beautiful this day is. Wowzers. Anyway, I was on my walk. Didn't expect to make a video. It's actually been a while since I've done one of these unfiltered. But you know what? I had a great idea because I'm a genius. And I thought I'd share that idea with you to start your morning off on a strong foot, right? So, as you may or may not know, this channel now focuses mainly on relationships, building social skills, helping you make friends, find lovers, all that good stuff, right? Because without friendships, without connections, without socializing as a whole, our lives would be pretty boring. It'd be pretty meaningless, right? And so the focus of my videos is mainly on that, you know, how to introduce yourself, how to speak articulately, you know, with pronunciation, all that good stuff. But here's the big thing, right? It's a relationship that nobody really ever talks about, and that relationship is the one that you have with yourself, right? So, as cliche as it sounds, it's all good and well to make friends, right? Like, it's amazing to have wonderful relationships and wonderful connections in your life. It really is the spice of life. It makes your life and your existence so much richer, right? If you were all just by yourself, sad boy all alone, sad girl, right? Life would be pretty meaningless. And so, it's important to consider those relationships. But here's the big thing, right? And it's something that's been on my mind for a little while now. Unless the voice inside your head is a friend of yours, every other friend around you will not feel sincere. That friend won't feel real, they won't feel authentic, and you might be kind of mistrustful or distrustful. I don't know what the English is there today, shocking, but you may actually fear intimacy in your relationships. And maybe you've been there before, right? You've got all these friends around you, maybe you're popular, maybe you're good at socializing, but it just feels as though you can't really connect with people. No matter how hard you try, it feels as though people are always just an arm distance away. And maybe you keep them at that arm distance. And I'll tell you why that is, right? Because I've been through this and I still go through it to this day until I remind myself of this brilliant concept that I'm going to introduce you to today. And that concept is the concept of befriending your own inner voice. I want you to ask yourself these questions, right? When in social situations, does that inner dialogue, that inner voice tell you to go for it? Does it tell you that you should approach that person and that you should make a new friend today? Does it tell you that, you know what, you are so worthy of friendship, you are handsome, beautiful, you are confident, you should approach people and give them the gift of your friendship or your attention, right? Does it say that to you, or does that inner voice say, oh, better not approach that person, right? Because that person looks scary, I don't want to like bother them, waste their time, maybe they think I'm weird. And even saying these things, I'm just thinking like 90% of you watching this, including myself, unfortunately think the latter, right? Our own inner minds are so against us 99% of the time. And you know, the sad thing is that we've come to believe that this is normal, that it's normal for us to feel embarrassed, and it's normal for us to feel wary of others and like we're not good enough to approach a new friend or a new potential partner. And it's fucked up, bro. Like, it's really messed up. But it's the norm now. And I challenge you today to challenge against that norm, right? Realize that voice inside your head, the reason he or she may not be on your team is because you haven't maybe sat down for a minute and realize that voice, as mean as it can be, is still your voice. Your mind and the voice inside your mind is going to be with you forever. It's going to be with you till the day you die. So you may as well befriend that sucker, right? And all it takes is a conscious awareness. And this is what I've realized for myself. It simply takes a conscious decision, right? That's all it is, to say to yourself, you know what? How's it, voice? Like, you literally have a conversation with this voice. So let's say, for example, you're walking like with me on this beautiful morning, right? You hear this voice in the back of your mind and you think to yourself, or this voice says to you, oh, you know, it's going to be a tough day. I got to go speak to that person and I hope they don't think I'm weird, blah, 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 blah. And all you say to that voice is you say, hold up a sec. Hi, how are you? Right? You start an inner dialogue with this voice. And you say to this voice, you know what? I want to be your friend. We should be friends and we should support each other. We should be on each other's team. We should help each other achieve all the things that we want to achieve. Because here's the truth. That voice inside your head wants the best for you. It really does, even though it feels very like horrible at times and it kind of betrays you in certain situations and wants you to hide away and cower in fear. But the sad part is that voice inside your head wants you to be safe. That's the reason it does that. It doesn't do that because it hates you, ultimately, because it is you in a weird way. It's you, but it's not you. The point I'm trying to make is that this voice is trying to keep you safe, but it's your job as the conscious person listening to that voice inside your head. Because here's the truth, that voice will always speak random facts. It'll always just go off, right? You can't control the way you think. Unfortunately, people say, control your thoughts, think positively. But you'll be sitting having tea one day, or you'll be sitting having lunch, and this voice will be like, you're an asshole, right? It happens because that's just the way our minds work. But it's your job as the conscious being or the conscious person to say, you know what, hold on, I heard that. I'm getting a nice little head massage here by the tree. It's your job to say, I heard that. And I don't think that's very useful to us right now, right? Why don't we be friends? And it's funny, as soon as you say that to that voice, it's like almost instantly that voice wakes up and it's like, oh yeah, I'm on your team. I want the best for you. I want you to be happy in this life. And then suddenly, the more you practice this doesn't just happen overnight. You've got to practice this over and over. It's up to you to catch that voice. But the more you do this, and the more you say, we're on a team, we're friends, how can we support each other? The more you do that, the more you'll notice that voice starts to become aware of what he's doing or what she's doing. And then it'll start telling you, you know what, you are good enough. You know, maybe we should do this today, or maybe we should achieve or pursue this goal or speak to this person, right? And then you've won the game. Because once you've got that inner friendship down, that inner dialogue, right? In self-development world, we call this your inner coach versus your inner critic, right? But I prefer to just focus on the inner coach, because the critic will always be there. It's up to you to remind the critic, hey, you're actually my coach. You're not here to insult me, right? It's like kind of like if you think about a movie situation where the sports team coach is like really angry with his team and he's swearing and he's shouting. That coach is only doing that because he loves his team, right? He wants the team to win, but he may be going about it in the wrong way because of his passion, because of his unconsciousness. That's a good analogy, actually. And then it's your job as the team captain, right, to say, coach, I know you're upset. I know right now you want us to win right now. I get it. But to make us win, or to allow us to succeed and go towards victory, you need to be on our side. You need to give us the right feedback. And then the coach wakes up and realizes, maybe I've been too hard on these boys. And then the coach comes to play. And then he says, you know what? You're one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen. You are excellent at free throws, you know, in terms of sport. But in terms of your life, you can do this. You can achieve the win. You can get into the battlefield and you can play the game and win the game because you're worthy of that. But you've got to get that inner coach on your side, right? You've got to befriend that guy. Because if you don't, you'll always have this unconscious little fearful voice in the back of your mind telling you to stress, telling you not to go for the things you truly want to go for. And that's no good. So that's my little sharing with you today. Definitely something that's helped me a lot. Again, it's important to focus on your relationships, but you've got to be happy inside. You've got to be comfortable with your own inner dialogue and practice it. Again, don't feel bad if this just doesn't fix. It takes a lifetime to fix these kind of things. I still have this little dickhead in the back of my mind going off about things I can't control and things that I worry about. But just remind yourself, it's important to be your own best friend, and it's important to be on your own team. And you'll find that once you sit around people you love and new friends and strangers and acquaintances, and that inner voice is on your side, you'll have such a better time at making every other social skill that I teach on this channel applicable to your life. Sounds crazy, sounds weird, but it really is that simple, right? Anyways, before I leave you, you can join me on my little gratitude practice I do every morning, right? So the scenery, so you can stop looking at my face. But as I ask these questions, I want you to just think about the answers in your own mind, right? What are you grateful for? Truly, what are you grateful for today? All right, secondly, I want you to breathe in with me all the way to the bottom of your belly. And out. All right, one more time, as deep as you can. So the takeaway message is this: no matter if you're surrounded by thousands of friends or if you're feeling kind of lonely today, remember this: if you befriend the voice in your head, you'll always be in good company. Have a beautiful day, my friends, and I'll see you later.